Hey everybody, it's Mark again, and I'm going to do something a little different today. I've been working on grandfather clocks, I've been working on cuckoo clocks, and I go down and help out my friend quite often, and he tries to pay me, but I don't want his money, I just want his friendship. So instead, he gives me clocks. And so he gave me one particular clock, and we're going to work on it today. Um, I've already looked at the clock. I'm not for sure who made it. Um, I'm going to have to look closer at the dial, take the movement out. Movement looks really clean, but it's not working. So let's get started. Kick back, relax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, and let's learn things. And yeah, I look really nice today. I have a memorial service for an aunt who passed away a while back, and then my son and I are going to go to see a comedy show in Springfield. Uh, Drew Lynch, he was on the America's Got Talent, and so I've been up since 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something like that, and it's 6:45 now, so I'm drinking energy drinks, and my son will probably end up driving down there while I take a nap. Or he might drive back while I take a nap. Anyway, let's get started. And yeah, you don't see me dressed up that much. I normally have on clock shirts, but I just got dressed early this morning and decided I was working on a grandfather clock, and I got a YouTube video that's going to come out on a Josh grandfather clock, but I need weights for it, and later today I'm going to contact my friend and see if he has any extra weights. So let's get started. Now, this is one of the clocks that he gave me, and he gave me a whole tub full of clocks, and I bought the grandfather clock off of him. But I want to see it's a German clock. It's got an alarm system on it, but it has a music box in it, and there's no markings on the dial that I see, and it's missing the topper. He was going to take this thing to his local clock group trunk sale or whatever, and I seen it while we were video chatting. I'm like, you better not, I'll buy it off of you. And he ended up giving it to me. Of course, when I got there on Friday, we worked 11 hours on the first clock. But here's the movement. Comes with a key. The movement, like I said, is really clean. I'm not for sure how to get the alarm to work on this thing. Cheryl Adair, she has a couple videos on this type of clock, and she would know, but I don't, to tell you the truth. And so, well, this clock is a well-built clock. The music box slides right out. Normally, the music boxes are in the bottom of the clocks, and they're a pain in the butt to get out. But It's got a hairspring escapement on it. It tries to run, but it stops. And so it needs adjusted. But let's start off by taking the hands off, if I can. I don't think this comes off. I think you got to take the movement out. Back door is broken. There's only one way to find out. There's 3 screws, and I'm going to unscrew them and see if the movement comes out from the back here. Got a container here for parts. They say the movement is really clean. I'm not going to take it apart. I'm just going to take this movement out, oil it if it needs oiled, and try to get the hairspring escapement adjusted so it plays, so it ticks like it's supposed to. And there's the movement. We'll set the case to the side. One of the screws, oh, here it is. As you can see now, it's ticking away, but with these movements, you have to make sure that they are ticking away in all directions. Which it seems to be doing just that. Even upside down. That's why the music wasn't playing, because I didn't have this thing unscrewed all the way. So now I'll screw it back in. This thumb screw here puts pressure on the on this. There's a bar inside there. There's also a piece of I don't know, belt or something that I need to take out. Because it don't look like it belongs there. But it's stuck. I don't know why it would be there. I might be screwing up. You see what I'm seeing? There's a piece of green. It almost looks like packing material or something that's in there. There's not going to be a name underneath the dial. And like I said, I don't see a name on the movement anywhere. No trademarks. I'm sure it's German. I've had a few of these clocks, and the Germans normally made stuff like this. The hairspring keeps stopping, and so I'm going to see if I can adjust it. The escapement wheel is not moving when it's the hairspring is moving. So let's see if I turn the hands. Let's see now if the escapement wheel moves. Which it doesn't. And I wonder if it has something to do with that piece of cotton or whatever it is that's in that movement. Wouldn't think so, because it's on the strike side. I have to investigate more. So I'll be back. This pad is kind of like a brake pad. It's attached to this spring. I guess that way it doesn't make any noise or whatever. This arm right here is what's stopping this arm right here, this brass arm, is what's stopping the governor fan for the music until you rotate the hands, the alarm stem. And when you rotate the alarm stem is when the music plays. But in this case, the alarm is off, so I'm just adjusting it. So, and then you rotate this so it stops, or you rotate this they got the dial in their bad spot. It should be playing the music, but I see this arm, this metal piece that this knob pushes on. It's kind of twisted. It's not directly in the center of the knob. And the paper dial is only held into place by these little two knobs, and of course the hands. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the hands off and the paper dial so it doesn't get any more screwed up than what it is. Voila. And the paper dial might have been stopping the clock from ticking. When I stop it and let go, it starts up again. And that's what it's supposed to do. Except for in that case, it didn't start up again. Explore. I'm going to explore it some more. I think the speed adjustment is broken on this thing. Because the way these clocks normally set up, this spring wire goes through a loop on this, which would be the speed adjustment. And then it goes into the hole that the pen goes in to hold that wire in place. But this speed adjustment doesn't have a slot for that. So if the clock doesn't run right, there's not going to be any way that you could adjust this speed. As you can see, it's working in all positions. Even when I stop it, it goes to ticking again. And the way you do that, this collar that this spring holds on, it's got a slot in it. And you find a small screwdriver and would say when it stops that the pin that goes into the fork is up in the air. You put the screwdriver in that slot and find a part on the clock that you can hold the screwdriver. If your hands aren't as sturdy as Cheryl Adair's hands, she's got some sturdy hands. But anyway, you brace the screwdriver onto the case, onto the movement, and then after you put the flat tip screwdriver in that slot and you rotate this wheel to one way or the other, depending on what it's doing, to get it in beat. And be very careful. The reason why I say you brace it, because if you screw up this spring, guess what? You're going to have to replace it. Or if you're that good, you can manipulate the spring to get it into the coils again. There's a guy that you can watch on YouTube. He can take a spring and screw it all up, and then he can fix it. I'm not that talented. But as you can see, the clock is ticking away. Like I said, I don't know who made this clock. I'm sure it's German. I'm not seeing a maker. I don't see a trademark. The clock doesn't need oiled. The movement doesn't need oiled. Sorry. And I'm going to let it sit here and run for a little bit before I put the dial back on and put it back into the case. This thing has a 36 tooth comb on it. The Germans did not make any music boxes that, to my knowledge, they bought them from Switzerland. And by the way, you see this piece right here? This is a damper. And if you look inside there, the dampers come to about this tooth right here. There's a series of dampers in there. They're glued on, I believe. And in these cases, it's metal. You should be able to see I don't want to take this thing apart just to show you these dampers. But as I was saying, the Germans, to my knowledge, did not make music boxes. They bought them from Switzerland. It is the 16th of November. My friend who gave me this clock, he was looking for a music box. Currently, everybody that he deals with, Time Savers, Frank and Muff, Griffins, everybody is out of music boxes. They're all on back order. And I've said this before that Rouge sold out their company to a pocket watch group. And Rouge used to be one of the main suppliers of cuckoo music boxes, musical. They used to make high-end dollar musical jewelry boxes. And one of my YouTube subscribers who deals with music boxes, he rebuilds them. A year or two ago, he told me that they sold out and they sent all their equipment to China. So China is making all the music boxes now. And so I tell people all the time, while you're out and about, look for jewelry boxes that are made in Germany at yard sales and flea markets and antique stores. If you can pick them up for a few dollars, buy them just for parts. because I guarantee you will be able to use parts off that music box in that jury box to fix a cuckoo clock. I have a Popo cuckoo clock. The comb is destroyed, but I have parts from jury boxes that you might have to do some modification. The holes might not line up with the platform, but I got it to work. So buy the stuff. Yeah, you might be taking a nice music box and robbing parts off of it, but what's worth more? A music box that you could buy for $5 or $10, or a cuckoo clock, musical cuckoo clock that in working order, a one-day musical cuckoo clock is worth $150 to on up. I've got a musical cuckoo clock. It's one day, and I would not sell the thing for less than $500. And there it is. There's the topper on it. This thing is about 27, 28 inches tall. Boxing grapes. The only sad part about this clock is it's got a regular 70 movement in it, and they're a pain in the butt. But there's the topper for it. And so it's worth a lot of money because of the size and because it's a Boxing Grapes musical cuckoo clock. I put the movement back in just to hear the music box. It sounds better when the door's closed. There's a hole in the bottom of the clock for the speaker, basically. Pretty cool clock. And again, this is the break to stop the music. As you can see, it's still ticking away. I'm going to leave it that way to make sure it stays ticking away before I put the dial back on in the hands. Hopefully you can see this. It's still ticking away. Just gave me the wheels turning. It's been a couple hours. But still ticking away. When I come back this evening, I'll go ahead and put the dial back on. And you should have noticed that I cleaned up the case with some Howard beading wax. Been running all this time, and it ran so much that the spring, which is this spring right here, has ran down. And so it's got a little bit of a strength left in the spring, but it needs to be wound up. These are just 30-hour clocks, and so I'm gonna go ahead and put the face back on, and I'll be done with this clock. I might glue these boards back together, or I don't know. I think I need to put some glue on this board. But we'll be done with this clock shortly. Um, yeah, it's going to be missing the decorative top, but I'm okay with that. You know, I got this clock for free. My buddy Ron gave it to me. But I wish I knew who made it. Um, I might search for German movements, or if you know, if you recognize this movement, it might be um, I don't know. But if you recognize the movement, please let me know. Um, while I was working on this clock, I'm watching Cheryl Adair's latest video. Here she's working on a 1870 80s. She's working on a New Haven OG clock, OG style clock. I believe that Seth Thomas designed the OG clocks, but it's a clock that she got from Goodwill. I've said this many times before. She is a very good teacher. Her and I were just video chatting. This clock has got a reverse painted glass in it, except for you can't see the reverse painting. Let me get back to the start of this. There's nothing there. I was just video chatting with her, and she is painting this glass using oil-based paints. And she watched a YouTube video and found out that using oil-based paints, it's a pain in the butt. It takes a long time to dry, but the product that she was putting out, very professional. She's a very talented artist, and she's a very good teacher. So if you have not subscribed to her channel, please do so. She's a lot better teacher than I am. And I've got a lot of subscribers, and I thank each and every one of you who has subscribed to my channel. But you would benefit yourself by subscribing to her channel, because you will learn things that I don't teach, or she teaches them better than I do. Like I said, she's a very good teacher, and she's very patient. She trains dogs. You have to be very patient to train any animal, especially a dog, because she's won competition. This is her profile, her YouTube channel picture, and if you go through her videos, it's where she's in a competition with her dogs. These videos right here, and she's won grand champion, or I don't know. I'm not up on that, but her picture and her dog's pictures on a cover of a magazine. What I'm getting at, she's very patient. She's a very good teacher, and she does great at teaching you clock repair and learning clock repair. And a lot of people that are doing these videos, like my videos, you know, I learn things, or I have to figure things out while I'm working on a clock, and she's really good at figuring things out. So anyway, please subscribe to her channel. And because the dial's messed up, where these pins that hold the dial on no longer are going to hold the dial on, I'm going to take some alien tacky glue, and I'm going to glue the dial down to this brass ring here. That way the dial stays in place. And as far as putting the hands on, you just put the hands on. The only thing that you got to worry about is the alarm. So what you're going to do is you're going to loosen this knob here, which doesn't put pressure on that part that I told you silence the alarm. And then you're going to, of course, make sure the alarm is wound up. And then you're going to rotate the hand slowly until this piece here moves out of the way of the governor band to allow the alarm to work. And so once this governor fan starts turning, you quit turning the hands. Now it's starting to move. Now the hands are turning. So we got the hands, they're kind of messed up. So I'm just going to choose a location. It's at 7 o'clock, and that's where I'm going to put this alarm hand, at 7 o'clock.
My fan is hitting the top of my head stand. That's why it's not working. Hang on. Put it way over so my fan will do it for me.
Alright, so now I'm going to rotate the hands again, and then at 7 o'clock, the alarm should go off. If I did all this correctly. Now we're going up to 5, going up to 6, slowing it down. At 6:20, this piece is starting to come out.
This is the oil that came with it.
At 6:40, it came out. So I need to rotate the hour hand some. And I'm going to do it again, because I still have the alarm set to 7.
This is what it looks like. You can see it's got this brown sludge settled at the bottom, so it makes me think it's not a synthetic. Pre-synthetic days. Got a bunch of particles all in it. So I won't be using it, but I thought
so at 20 till 7, this lever is starting to come out. And it came out again at, the alarm started again at 20 till 7. So this time I'm going to take the hour hand off. I say I'm going to take it off.
See my weight keeps touching my thing there.
It shouldn't be this difficult. There we go. And I just messed up my dial face. So I'm going to have to straighten all that out. Like I said, this dial is weak. But, so this time I'm going to rotate the hands around and see if the stupid alarm goes off at 7 o'clock.
I saw this strange little thing sticking up on the fan. I'm like, well, what is that for? That, there's no third wheel. There's no third wheel warning pin. That is what stops things when it goes into warning. So I was just playing with it.
An alarm went off at 7 o'clock. So now I just have to
It's trying to turn because it is not locked.
fix my dial, which is no big deal. I'll take it off, use the Alien's glue on it, just like I did here. And once I leave it alone and let it dry, it'll dry flat. And so, but because I like showing people what to do, and what not to do, I messed up my paper dial. So we'll get back after this dial is completely dry. My glue's all dry, but my second hand keeps hitting the hour hand. What I love about this clock is you can slide the music box right out. You don't have to take it apart. So I'm going to go ahead and take the movement out and fix that second hand issue. I love a lot about this clock, but what I don't like about this clock is the stupid paper dial that they used. Because it's old. It crinkled in, and I had to push the dial in for the second hand because it was getting caught. And so and the paper dial, because the way it's designed, they kept messing with the alarm hand. I take it back out. The brass lever that the screw is the brake. It's caught. I was talking about this brass lever here. This pushes on this metal piece, which is the brake, and for some reason it keeps going to the left of the movement and stopping the governor fan from spinning. So let me put it back in the case now. I can't complain. The clock was free. Had my friends sold it and the people found it had this many issues, they might have been mad. Because like I said, you can't adjust the speed, because part that the spring goes into to adjust the speed, it's broken. The paper dial is broken. It doesn't have the top decorative piece. But it gave me something to do. Another YouTube video to make. And what I love about this clock is the music box and how easy it is to put in. Plus, that hole is for your key, I assume. This part of the music box goes back first. You can see the wheel is spinning. When you close the door, it's not really that loud. Would it wake you up? It wouldn't wake me up. I'm a hard sleeper, and it wouldn't wake me up. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this video. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. And again, I don't know who made it. I would assume it was made in the early 1900s, 1910 to 1920-ish, maybe 1930s. There's no marks whatsoever on this movement. And it's missing the decorative piece up here on top. You know it would had one because there's a slot for one. But it's still a pretty cool clock. If I was to guess who made it, I would say FMS, maybe. Moth. I'm not. It's the same company. Anyway, maybe Hamburg, American Clock Company, which is a German company. But anyway, it's just a guess. Maybe leave me some comments. Give me a thumbs up. May God bless each and every one of you. And don't forget to subscribe to not only my channel, but to all the other channels mentioned in the beginning of this video.